Have you ever felt trapped on a date with no romantic spark? Do trivial tasks have you down in the dumps? Are messy meals all up in your business? Then have we got the solution for you? It's the WarioWare Move It game on the Nintendo Switch system. With the WarioWare Move It game, you can have fun, even during a bad date. Simply secure the Joy-Con controllers to your wrists, then pose your way to romance.
All right, thank you for joining us on the Down and Cut. Today I have a seasoned actress whose career spans years of captivating performances, primarily in film, commercials, and print work, where her nuanced portrayals have garnered attention from all forms of social media. Her dedication to her craft and ability to breathe life into characters make her a compelling figure in the world of acting. Welcome to the Down and Cut, Monica Antonellis. How are you?
Great. That was perfect. You're such a good writer.
So, well, let's tell the audience how we know each other. We've known each other since college.
Yeah.
Back in the day where we took a theater class together.
Yeah.
And we were in a play together.
Right.
And the play was called, what was it called? It was
I don't.
Blind Date?
Oh, is that one? Yeah, I remember that.
Something like that. Date
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Was it Blind Date?
I think it was Blind Date. Yeah.
I do remember I had to memorize the books of the Bible, which, if one knew my background and growing up in the church and everything, you would think that would have been easy. No,
right.
I've never memorized the books of the Bible before in my life. And then we met the other two people. It was Joe, or was it Jose? Joe, and Amelia. Those are the two. Yeah, that was a fun time. I think it was fun doing that nuance. And I'm gonna turn on the heat here. And but theater just took so much time.
Right. I remember you saying that to me too.
To this day, it still hurts. Which then, then we transfer over to film. We're like, hey, I can do this all day long.
Right.
Monica, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really well. Yeah.
Is it, when you think back and you think of our classmates and you see, are they in it or are they not in it? Is it kind of amazing to figure out that we're still in it?
I know. That's one of the things that I was thinking about today. I was like, when you think about just like your film or acting career, the majority of people don't stick with it. So like, if you're in it, you're like a seasoned professional just because you stuck with it.
You may not be in Hollywood, but you're still seasoned. You're still going at it, still making stuff. Why do you think people drop off? Is it just
I think like, it can be hard, so it has to really be something that you love to do and not just something that you think you're gonna get something out of it, whether that's like something personal or something monetary out of it. It has to be something that like you want to do the rest of your life.
Yeah. I kind of look at it because there's people out there that it's fame, it's fortune, and obviously those paths are far between and few, and you can't get in it. But I look of a guy who maybe likes to whittle wood. He just likes whittling, and it just does everything for him. It makes him happy, and he's excited. I think of that kind of in a similar sense of acting. It's like, I do it. I love it. I enjoy it. I want to do more of it. I don't do enough of it.
Yeah.
But I'd love to do it more often. But this podcast is specifically about you. So I'm going to ask you a question. how did your journey start? What got you into acting?
Um, I think I was like about 12 years old and I was just watching a lot of the old classic Hollywood movies at that time. And it just really sucked me in, like the acting and everything. And even just like the cinematography from that era. I just really, really liked it. And I just thought, well, that's what I want to do. That's, you know, what I want to do with my life. And also just personality wise, like I've always just been that kid that is always just like pretending or acting out or just like doing silly things. So it would just fits my personality too.
So all through like elementary, junior high, high school, that was still there. Did you do plays in school and stuff?
Yeah, and in high school I did a few plays, but nothing like serious, just like one or two. But then once I got into college and like, I met you there, that's where, I got most of my training, where that started and stuff. And um just like being able to after college get into it professionally. Um
Yeah. What makes it a professional thing? So you actually you went to UW too.
Yeah, I went to UW just for a year-long program for acting for film and television. And Jody Rothfield was actually part of that program there, so it was nice to meet her and like and learn a little bit from her. And I've taken like a couple different just like studio acting classes in town and stuff, but nothing like a 4-year degree or something like that, but, enough
Yeah.
enough.
Jody Rothfield. Every time I auditioned for her, I was always nervous. There was something about her that just scared me.
Yes.
I was always afraid she was going to yell at me, which she did. I mean, let's just, she did. And yeah, I can't think I ever landed anything through her because
Yeah.
I think I wasn't there yet. I wasn't mature enough to just block her out.
I
I'm going to
think
be in the
yeah.
scene.
And I think she's, like, told that to us that, like, she gives that off, like, that aura off or that vibe off, so she knows,
Yes.
like she knows that about herself, so, yeah.
Yeah. It's like literally, okay, do it again, do it again. And then she stares at you.
Yeah.
Or she'll just,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I get so distracted looking at that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good times. Let me ask you your opinion, because you've been acting for a long time. You've been with other actors. You've seen performances
Mhm.
in the indie community. What qualities or skills do you believe set an exceptional actor apart from the rest? What makes a good actor?
Mhm. Um, what sets them apart? Hmm. I mean, something that just stands out to me is just something super simple, which is just being friendly to everybody. Because then you're just like being able to work well with all the cast and crew. Um, yeah, that's something that is just super simple that stands out to me is just being friendly, being able to like accept direction and not be closed off in any way or like, sometimes you meet actors and they're very like self-absorbed and sometimes that can be good for focus, but other times that just like causes the whole set to just like disintegrate and just like be not as good as you wanted the production to be. So,
Yeah, kind of kills the mood.
yeah.
Huh? What has your experience in theater and film shaped your approach in acting? How has that really kind of helped you evolve?
hmm I kind of have, I think like, I don't know, it's a unique story between my theater and film acting, but I think that a lot of actors can relate to it also. Um, I fell in love with film, and so I started out with like a mindset of like on camera acting, but when I got into school and stuff, that was all like theater acting, like you said. And so it's a little bit different than on camera acting. And so for a long time, I was just doing theater. And then within the last 10 years, I would say I got an agent and got into doing the on camera acting professionally. But I found that like doing theater and film at the same time was actually like hindering my on camera acting skills. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, and I know that a lot of people can do both theater and film, and then like other people like me prefer just to focus on one. Um, and actually, I actually had landed like one of my dream jobs in theater, which is like getting a principal role at the Seattle Repertory Theater. And it was like crazy because it was like my dream come true. And at the Seattle Repertory Theater. But I realized in that moment that I didn't love theater as much as I liked being on set of like film or commercial work. And so once I kind of like made that decision to fully focus on my on camera acting, just my career with on camera just got so much better. Um, so
Hmm.
for me, it's just better for me to focus on one. I know some people can do both, but that's not.
What was it? What was it about theater that that kind of rubbed you the wrong way? What
Like
was it?
you said, just like the time involved.
Yes.
You can be in a production for like 3 months. And, sometimes there's a big feature film that's like takes 3 months, but that's not always the case. Um, and so the time and just like, I just felt like I was never seeing my family at all. And I didn't want that to happen. And I feel like, um, especially like as women in the entertainment industry, there's so much pressure to just go after your career, which is great, but like it's okay to have a family too. It's okay to have a family life too. And I think that's very important to have a good balance in your life. So yeah,
Yeah.
that
So, what draws you to a role, and how do you decide whether or not to take on a character?
that's a good question. I would say first off for me is like, is it a good production? Because you can usually tell if it's a good production or if it's like something that is not worth your time at all. Um, so is it a good production? For me, also like I'm not gonna just like go out there and do any kind of um on camera work. Like for me, it's also like, does it match up with my morals and who I am and what I believe in? Because I feel like not a lot of people realize in the acting industry, like you're actually like you are really a role model. People look at you as a role model, and you may not think that of yourself, but like people really do look up to you and the things that you do and stuff. So I also keep that in mind. And then just like, does the whatever production it is, does it personally speak to me? And that's really important too.
How do you prepare emotionally and mentally for a particular challenging role?
Mhm. I don't know if like I'm what you would consider a method actor, because I think I take a little bit of method acting, but also a lot of other stuff too. And so I do always come from a personal point of view when I develop my characters and everything like that. It has to be something that I can relate to a little bit or have an idea about in my life. So I usually dig from that point. But I also just, depending on what the role is, whenever I come to set or prepare for a role, I always just, I I don't want to say like have an easy time, but just like enjoy the work and just have a good attitude, be friendly and just like not try not to take it too seriously even though like it can be a very serious role, but still enjoy it.
I think I remember you and I did a workshop once. It was a film workshop, and they had a script, and they had different actors, and we all did the same scene.
Right.
And I think, what was it? I can't remember what it was called. And I can't remember if did you play the victim or did you play the killer? I couldn't remember.
I played the victim's sister.
The victim's sister.
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember a picture. I thought that was a lot of fun, and I thought it was great to see other actors doing the
Do that.
same
Yeah.
scene and then
Yeah.
bring in different flavors to it.
Right.
Um, anyways, that just dawned on me. I just like, how come people don't do that anymore? Maybe I should do it. I don't know. What? It's one of those things that you just the exercises and because
Yeah.
you had actors giving it a try. You had the cinematographer trying new things, and I remember I got to take the footage home and I got to practice editing and try to do that.
Yeah.
I thought that was just great. It was just a
Yeah.
great opportunity. What after all these years and acting and digesting and knowing how to do the workflow, do you believe acting is more about a skill or
Mhm.
intuition, or and why?
Um, ooh, you know, I think it has a lot more to do with intuition. Um, because you could have all this skill in the world, but be wrong in like your approach of whatever character it is. And yeah, that's what I actually find really helpful, especially when I'm auditioning, is focusing on intuition. I mean, I know like skill is good, but I don't think that makes a good actor. I like I guess I would say when I do my auditions, I always know when it's good when I'm using more intuition and I'm not just like in my head thinking about what I think they want out of me or what I think needs to happen in the audition. But when I'm just like can be intuitive and just be uniquely me, then I think it's just like it's much better and it always turns out better.
It's like more natural,
Yeah.
right? And versus technical, kind of that nuance. What has been the most rewarding and challenging moments of your acting career so far?
Honestly, I would say the most rewarding is not like booking a certain role or doing a certain production, but the most rewarding thing for me is just seeing my growth over the years. That's been the most rewarding, just like the journey and seeing how I grow as an actor. That's been the most rewarding thing. And just um, you know, meeting certain people on set and growing those relationships with people, whether it's like producers or castings. That's really what's been great. And the hardest thing, I think, I have to think about that. Oh, the hardest thing obviously would be like especially in the Northwest, just not having enough work. And so that's really what I comes to mind is the hardest thing is just not having enough work, um, and not getting paid continuously for something that you want to be paid for all the time. Like it is your full-time job, even if you are, you know, acting as if or like considering it as your full-time job or working as hard as it is your full-time job but not getting paid for it, I guess. Not that you don't get paid for the work that you do, but just like sometimes it's not, um sometimes it's just far and few between. So
Oh yeah, I've experienced that many times,
yeah.
even on both sides.
Yeah.
Not being able to pay actors, just go. I'll pay for your transportation, I'll pay for your craft services,
Right.
and I promise I'll get the film done. you know, and I'll do it best I can.
Well, there you go.
Uh, what about day? Like, how do you balance your day job
Mhm.
and acting? Because you said if you had more opportunities, it's hard that you don't have the opportunities. But if you did,
Yeah.
how would you be able to balance your work, daytime job, acting?
Yeah.
What would that look like? Would you quit?
If I had to, yeah, I would quit for sure. But also, where I work, you can just be on call, so it just
Oh,
work whatever days you want to work. So yeah,
well, that's awesome.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, keep that a secret. So what? How do you stay motivated and inspired during the times when work and film and other mediums are less frequent? I mean, just pretty much what we're
Yeah,
talking about. How did what kept you in the game?
I remember right when COVID hit and the industry completely shut down. Um, that was really heartbreaking. And
Yeah.
during that time, I stayed motivated by, I would write my own stuff, like I'm really good at writing monologues. I'm
Oh.
For some reason I terrible at writing like a full dialogue script for anything, but I'm great at just short monologues. So I wrote a couple of those things, and then I also do like other creative things like poetry and stuff. And um I right now, like, I'm finishing up a novel that I started to write that
Wow.
actually, yeah, I never thought that I would ever write a book or anything like that, but I've always just been like a really creative type person and good at writing. Um and my idea when I first started writing the novel, it was actually supposed to be written as a movie, as a film. But I've never taken like a screenwriting class or anything like that. And so whenever I have tried to write a script, it just, I know it's not good. And so, and so yeah, it's good to know what you're good at and what you're not good at, and I know that I'm not good at writing a script, but I'm just great at writing in general. So I just took that idea and I had to just get it out there. So I wrote it into a full length novel, and I think I have like 2 chapters left on it, but it's almost
Wow.
done. Yeah.
What's it about? What's the genre of it? You don't have to spill anything, but what like do you have a
Right.
title? Do
Yeah.
you have a genre?
It's called Finding Hope, and the idea came to me after a really hard time in my life where a family member of mine was going through a mental health crisis, and it's really just about like mental health and illnesses, and just like we're so often told in the arena of mental health that like you're always going to suffer and like there's no hope for this person. But in reality, I know from experience and just know that like you can have hope still, you can put your faith and trust still, and people can overcome um anything in their life. So that's, where it came from.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll talk afterwards.
Actually, I did um try to get it into hands of some publishers, and
Yeah.
one of the if I told I'm not going to tell you the name of the publisher cuz you would like everyone would know who I'm talking about. But
Hmm.
like they have already accepted it to publish it, and they'll like put out a commercial and do all the social media work and stuff for me. So,
Nice. Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
thanks.
Well, we'll have to when it launches, you have to come back on the channel. Talk about it.
Sure.
What what has been the hardest character you've ever played in your acting career?
Ooh.
And don't say it was the character with me, because that was
I did a short film last summer, and that, yeah, the character just felt so easy, and um like it fit
what
like
film?
um it was called How would you rate your experience? I think that's the one.
That's what it's called. How would you rate
Yeah.
your experience? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
It was like
A
it was
comedy?
very dramatic, but
Oh,
like with almost a horror comedy at the end. Yeah.
okay.
Um
So,
yeah, I was playing a wife, which I do in real life. So-
congratulations.
but it felt like when I was auditioning for that role and when I booked it, um it just felt like where I went with the character and what I could grab out of myself to embody the character, it just felt spot on and just right.
Just like a fit glove. What what does your husband think about you acting?
He loves it.
Does
He
does
supports.
he act?
No,
Oh, okay.
not at all. Yeah.
Does he get
Um,
intimidated by you
of
when you
course he
if you
is.
yeah,
That's what makes a good relationship.
right? The upper hand. Okay, so let's flip gears, and I want to ask you, if you could play any role in your life, what role would you be more drawn to? Is there a particular
Mhm.
role that you've always wanted to play that you never had a chance?
Definitely. One of my dreams is to like, I want to be a detective on Blue Bloods or Law and Order. Like, that is my epitome of my like dream come true. Yeah.
Why?
Um, I think just growing up and watching those um type of shows, I love like those. It's I don't know if I would call Law and Order a thriller, but it kind of is to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
A
I just,
mystery.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love those. Um yeah, and just
Okay.
the mood of it and everything, like I love that.
If you were to look back to your younger self starting in acting, what kind of advice would you give yourself?
I would definitely say not to be so hard on myself. Um yeah, because especially in the beginning, I I had always been super hard on myself, like thinking that I'm not enough or that I'm not good enough. And just, working professionally in the last couple of years, it's just like that is not that's never the case. It's not like you're not good enough or anything. Like you you believe in yourself and what you do, and it's not like you're doing anything wrong. When you get a no, um you just keep going, and it's also, I feel like there's also a lot of pressure on actors, where it's like you need to be this way or that way. And it's just like, no, you just need to be your unique self and do what you think you need to do. And people are going to like you, some people aren't going to like you, but that's not your problem. Like, you're not, as an actor, you always believe that you can do any role, and like there's nothing that you can't do. um but it's okay when there's someone else who can do something better than you, and you're going to be better at another role than someone else is, and that's totally fine too. And I just think just taking the pressure off of yourself, and just enjoying the journey.
Yeah, I think that's words of wisdom right there, and I think people need to hear that the most, just because there's there's two things that always come to mind when it comes to actors, including myself, is you want to please everybody and you want to be liked.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are the two main things. If you can please everyone and be liked, you think you got a chance.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to happen. I
Right.
mean, there's going to be, I think there's a lot of times where there's been times where I was cast and then recast. Someone
Yeah.
recasted the role. I didn't even know about it. And I was like, what happened? What did I do?
Yeah.
So it's just weird stuff like that. And it wasn't at fault. It was just like miscommunication or something.
Yeah.
But it is important for everyone to know that you are enough, period.
Right.
Regardless of who you are enough.
Yeah.
You can take the steps and just do what you want to do. Don't worry about anyone else, because we can pretty much guarantee the older we get, we understand that no one even cares. No one's even thinking about us. No one's going, well, I don't know if we should even hire that Monica. No, they're not even thinking that. They're thinking about, am I going to be able to afford this? What am I going to do at work? What am I, it's always about other internal things that they're thinking about, not external. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's super good advice.
Totally.
What is the best constructive criticism that you've ever received as an actor?
Mhm. Hmm.
Chris?
That's so interesting because I feel like when I get criticism, like um I used to be like defensive about it, but now the older I am and more experienced I am in the business, I feel like whenever I get criticism, like it sometimes, like, it still stings and it still hurts, but I'm able to process it and learn from the criticism, and be able to really take notes and become better from it. Um and then I just forget it. So I I think maybe the best advice is just, um I don't know, being more natural or something. I don't remember too many of the criticisms cuz
They're like, I hear it,
I
I
just
do it, and then I
yeah,
forget it.
pretty much. I
someone, someone I interviewed said someone that gave told him, be like a human. I was like, that's the best thing I've ever heard. You would, why don't you just try it like a human, man?
That's what we all need to know.
That's what we all need to know. Be natural. Just
Yeah.
just be a human. What's if someone were to direct a film about you and your life, what genre would it be?
Oh my gosh. A tragic comedy.
Tragic comedy. Very well.
Yeah.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Is there anything that you're working on next or in the near future?
Um, no, I just got a notice for some casting things, so I sent that in today. um, but
Your agent?
yeah, through my
Who's your agent?
it's Big Fish.
Big Fish Melissa. I've been trying to get you on the show. I sent an invite. You never responded.
She's too hardworking for me, Joe.
Just trying to say you could be on here.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, she's been great. And actually she has been really great over the years, and she has believed in me when other people didn't. So yeah,
Yeah.
she's great.
Well, you gotta have that. You gotta have that backing. What is your favorite tech when it comes to auditioning or
Mhm,
doing your anything that's film related?
mhm.
Anything come to mind
I love using like two softbox lights for my lighting. That
for your
gives it,
auditions?
yeah, for my auditions and my self tapes and stuff. Um, because like the ring lights that everybody's using, it can be like way too harsh. The
Yeah.
softbox lights are like really nice. And
And you
then,
get this circle.
yeah, yeah. Um,
What is there a brand that you use that you recommend?
I can't remember. I can't remember. It's on the
Okay.
box. It's on the box.
Okay. All right. Monica, what's your thoughts about AI in the movie industry?
Oh gosh. I feel like I'm so old school that I just hate it altogether.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know enough about it to want to say yes to it. Um, I feel like I definitely don't want them to use AI for actors, and you know, you not be in agreement with it and you're not getting paid for it. I think that is really um like that's that's not going to work.
Yeah.
That's not okay. That's not going to work. And it's just so disrespectful.
Yeah. I think that the gaming community had a strike. They struck
Yeah,
on that.
right.
So that makes sense. I think the world is I've seen some footage done by AI and it's looking good, but then at the same time you're like, should we I think, there's kind of a mixed bag. I don't think I would ever use it as a main shot, but at the same time, maybe
Mhm.
previs if you're doing kind of a visualization thing.
Yeah.
But when you have an actor in there, then it's like, it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I've seen animals. I mean, some of the animal stuff is
Right.
pretty amazing.
But I also feel like, I mean, it has to be like a time and a place type thing, because you are looking at it and you're like, that looks real, but then you look closer and you're like, that can't be real.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's kind of like trying to trick your mind. And I think people are smarter than that.
I hope so. That's the I think now we're getting to the point where I feel like when it comes to media, and it could be a news story, it could be an article, it could be a trailer,
Yeah.
which I've been fooled before, where I've seen people they'll advertise it like the latest greatest movie by so and so, and I'll watch it. And it's a trailer, but they took pieces of different films and of the actor and stuck it into this trailer. I'm like, come on,
Oh
give me a
gosh.
break. It's not even real.
Yeah.
So I think AI could be utilized that way, which could be harder to define and figure out. Oh, is this real or is this fake?
Right.
Especially with like news, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
We're
I think
going
it's a
into very dark
yeah,
territory right now.
yeah. Monica, how can people reach you? What's the best way?
I would say you could always hit up my Instagram. I'm on Instagram, just my full name, Monica Antonellis. That's probably the best way to reach me.
The
Um,
safest way.
yeah. Yeah.
I've
Please
had
don't.
people go, I've had people offer their email address. I'm like, are you sure you want to give out your email address?
I'm not giving out my number, my street address.
Right, right. Well, thank you, Monica. Thank you for joining us on the Downy Cut. I appreciate your time, and we'll see everyone in the next episode.
Okay, great.
Okay, great.
So nice to talk
What?
to you, Jim.